This bill takes what is a nearly impossible standard to meet in the state of New Jersey, one of the most difficult standards to obtain a permit to carry a firearm on one's person, and makes it impossible to meet. We've heard some debate this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, and I think it's a theme you often hear when we talk about issues regarding firearms and the Second Amendment. And people too often think that there's some kind of tension between our Second Amendment rights and the needs for public safety. And I think that misunderstands the issue completely. Our Second Amendment freedoms, Mr. Speaker, are the bedrock of our public safety in this country. Yes, our police are courageous and they protect us every day, but the state doesn't have primary responsibility for keeping us safe. We do. So the right to defend ourselves, it comes from our fundamental human equality, and that is recognized by our Declaration of Independence, that is codified by our Constitution, is the cornerstone of a society based on ordered liberty. We have to be responsible for our own safety, first and foremost. That's not a right that's exercised without limits, Mr. Speaker, and when common sense laws and rules can promote public safety by protecting our Second Amendment rights, then you'll find broad support for them. So today, when we have bills like things to restrict the sale of body-piercing ammunition, or armor-piercing ammunition, I should say, that strengthen background checks, that implement processes that protect the public and due process rights of gun owners, they will get broad support, and they have. But when bills like this one show an intent not to protect the Second Amendment and promote public safety, but rather promotes an ideology that believes that all firearms are bad, or that seeks to keep firearms out of the hands of law-abiding citizens who want to simply protect themselves, I'm going to stand up against it. And that's what this does. Mr. Speaker, as you know, the law in New Jersey today is very reasonable and difficult to meet. In order for an individual in New Jersey to get a permit to carry a firearm, the private citizen shall specify in detail the urgent necessity for self-protection as evidenced by serious threats, specific threats, or previous attacks, which demonstrate a special danger to the applicant's life that cannot be avoided by reasonable means other than by issuance of a permit to carry a handgun. That's a steep burden to meet. And, Mr. Speaker, this bill would codify a law that would make it even steeper. It eliminates the term serious threat. So if one can prove to a judge or the state police that one is facing a serious threat that they can't avoid by reasonable means other than by having a firearm on their person, that's not good enough for the sponsor of this bill. It's not good enough for the authors of this bill. They're taking out serious threats. Why would we restrict someone who is law-abiding, someone who's in complete control of their faculties, who's never had any issue with the law? Why would we take the ability away from them to defend themselves when they can prove that they're facing a serious threat that they can't avoid by any other reasonable means? It makes no sense. I'm not going to let the perfectly innocent, the vulnerable citizens of this state who are of sound mind, who can establish a serious threat to their lives, I'm not going to prevent them from protecting themselves, Mr. Speaker, and nobody in this body should.